My name is Easter Kujwang. I'm the founder and director of Eastnut Limited. Eastnut is a company that deals with wellness. When you come to Eastnut, it is all about wellness. Basically, it's wellness all under one roof. So when you think about your health, yeah, we are the people you come to so that you don't have to go to a doctor. You know, we prevent you from getting to a place where you need to see a doctor, you see? So we help you live healthy so that you don't become sick. And when you talk about wellness, it's not all about what you eat. It's also about what you put on your skin, you know, what you put on your hair, yeah, as well as what you ingest. So at Eastnut, we mostly offer products, yeah, wellness products, with our main product being honey. Because you find that we supply honey in bulk. We supply it to people who resell honey, like companies who sell honey but they don't have facilities to package the honey. So we package on their behalf under our contract manufacturing program. We also sell honey to restaurants, the chains of restaurants you see in Nairobi. We supply most of them. We also have shops in Nairobi, Kitengela and Kisumu, where you'll find our products. So besides honey, we have things like peanut butter. We have healthy seeds like the pumpkin seeds, simsim seeds, sunflower seeds. We have sea moss gel, which is a superfood. Yeah, and also the famous dawa. This business journey began serendipitously. Yeah, but even before it began, I had passion. You know, I was passionate about healthy living, so it came easily. Just starting it came easily for me because I was already living the life. So it started very small. I only had 9,000 to start with, but with time I was able to plow back this 9,000, and this 9,000 has grown to what you're seeing here right now. But of course, we've been listening to what our customer needs. You see, we started with peanut butter. And then your customer comes and says, what about honey? Because when you're buying peanut butter, we also want honey. Yeah? Okay. Then after a while, we brought honey. Then they're like, okay, Easter, we need to live healthier lives. Can you help us live healthier lives? Because we see you doing that. I'm like, okay, all these things that I use at home, like the seeds, the dawa, and all that, I'll bring them to the shop as well. So that is how we've grown from doing only one product to doing more than 50 wellness products at Eastnut. Yeah, so it has grown from selling literally a few jars of peanut butter to hundreds or thousands, and also from selling 10 kilos of honeys to selling thousands of kilos of honey in a month. Yeah, and we also boast a large number of clients who trust our products and who use our products for the benefits of their life. We serve quite a diverse range of clients. We serve families, you know. Families were our very, very initial clients, you know. Yeah, those are people who just walk into our shop or call us or go to our website and order for products that they use for they purchase for their own use. And then we have the contract manufacturing clients. So these are clients who do not have facilities to produce for themselves. So they come to us so that we can source on their behalf, we can produce and package on their behalf. Yeah, so we do the entire production process for them, all the way from sourcing to production to packaging to dispatch. All they have to do is sell. Yeah, and then we also have the hotels and restaurants. So these are establishments that purchase our products to use either as raw materials for production of other, you know, products like cakes and all that. And they also use them as condiments. Like when you go to restaurants, you'll find dawa. And this dawa is usually accompanied by honey. Besides that, we have other small traders who come and buy, let's say, 30 kilos of honey for resale. 30 kilos of honey, 100 kilos of honey. People who have shops in estates, people who have online shops. Yeah. I've had a number of highlights in my business, but I'll mention two. The very first highlight is the fact that when I opened Eastnut, I instantly got clients. Yeah, it was instant, and I'm really grateful for that because I was very young and I had women who trusted me without meeting me. That is such a highlight because most people really have to struggle to even make one sale. But for me, it's like I had a market ready, just waiting for me. Yeah, and I'm really grateful for that, and to all the clients who made this possible. It's because of them that we're still here. So my second biggest highlight is when I got my first very big order. It came at a point where I didn't expect it to come. Yes, I already was doing very, very quality honey, but I did not have access to large quantities of honey because of, capital. But there's one organization that trusted me and gave me my first order to supply them 6,000 kilos of honey. And I was like, wow. And that really required a huge capital injection. I didn't know where to get the money, but yeah, my brother came through for me. Yeah, he was also very newly employed, didn't have money, so he took a loan for me. And through that, I was able to service that purchase order. And at that point is where macho ikafunguka. I was like, wow, so it's possible to actually sell honey on large scale like that. Yeah, and I never went back from there. Yeah, we've just been progressing from glory to glory. Yeah. There are several challenges. First of all, it's capital. Because you see, I began my business right out of, after graduating university. I did not have capital. So I had to bootstrap. Yeah, my 9,000, I had to make sure I just plow it back to be able to grow it into this. I tried approaching banks for financing, and they would tell me, you are not credit worthy, because I had nothing to show, you see. I had no assets, no car, no land, no nothing, just me and my business, So that was a very big challenge. So I decided to just bootstrap. Another challenge that I have faced as a business person is pilferage. Pilferage is something very common in Kenya. It's like it's embedded in our culture. It's like people can't help themselves sometimes. I don't understand why. And it's not even about the pay, because sometimes you can pay someone so well, but they still end up, I don't know, I think this is something that we need to study as a country. Maybe it starts from our leaders. It begins because if you look at our leaders, every single day you turn on the news, you say, oh, how many billions have been misappropriated? You see, it trickles down to the to the Wanjiku, the common mwananchi. So I think it's a culture issue that we need to start changing right from our children. So in the beginning, I started as, I was basically the everything in this business. I was the procurement manager, I was the production manager, I was the production assistant, I was the machine operator, I was the accountant, I was the salesperson, I was the marketing person, yeah, I was the accountant, I was basically everything. Yeah, it was me doing everything. I was the one who would grind peanut butter by night and still go and sell it in the shop by day, I was the one who used to call clients up, hey, you owe us, please pay us, yeah, the debt collector and everything. But as time goes by, as the business has been growing, I've been delegating and shedding off, not really shedding off, delegating some roles from, with time. So the first thing I delegated was the sales bit at the shop, yeah, so that I focused on production only. And then, yeah, with time, even the sales was delegated. So now what I focus on is product development and actual sales, but corporate sales is what I focus on as Easter. Yeah, every other thing has been delegated. But once in a while, I still come, and assist, and guide, and, so that I'm still in touch with my business, And I think it's a good thing to know exactly what happens everywhere. So here is where we pack honey. This is our filling machine. So what we do is that we set the weight here, and then we verify with our scale to make sure that it is accurate before we start packaging. This machine can pack all the way from 50 grams to 1.5 kilos. So this is what happens here. So I'll set it to manual. So I'll just place this honey here and it will pack it. Yeah, so this is half a kilo of honey. If you put it here, you'll also verify that it is actually half a kilo of honey. For one to run a food business, one has to maintain the highest level of hygiene possible, because you see, we're producing food for the masses. One small mistake can lead to, such dire consequences. So we have to adhere to all the regulations, and all the industry standards, and even go over and above them, because we don't want a scenario where someone buys, a product from us and ends up, causing illness in them. So number one, we have to ensure that the food that we source for, right from the supplier, it adheres to all the standards as stipulated by KEBS, as well as the public health. This food has to go through testing, a series of tests at an accredited lab to ensure that it is fit for human consumption. Once it gets to a factory, we have to store it properly, because we don't want to buy good food, good raw materials, only for it to get contaminated here because of storage issue. Number three, we have to ensure that the employees that work here, they've undergone the necessary medical tests, and that they are fit to handle food meant for human consumption. If you're unwell, let's say you have any infectious, any contagious illness, you'll not be allowed to work here, because there'll be cross-contamination. We don't want to make people sick. Another thing is that besides our employees, anyone who comes here, number one, we have to make sure that they were sanitized right from the outside. Their feet, they have to sanitize their hands, they have to wear masks, the necessary PPEs, they have to wear the mask, they have to wear hair nets so that their hair doesn't fall into our food. They have to have, the coats, the dust coats or the overalls, so that the cells from their bodies don't fall in our food. And we also have to record their medical history, because we don't want someone sick. We don't want to invite or admit someone who is unwell inside here. Another thing is that if you look at the products we sell, each and every product has their own standards. Honey has its own standards. The seeds have their own standards. So we have to adhere to all these standards that have been stipulated. One thing I've learned is to be patient. I've learned that it takes patience, and dedication, and utmost commitment to be able to grow a business from nothing to something. A business cannot grow just if you just sit there. You have to intentionally work on it and in it every single day for it to grow. Another thing I've learned in the course of running this business is that business revolves around people. You need people who will work in your business. They are human beings. They are human beings with emotions. They are emotional beings. You have to know how to handle them the right way. Yeah. If you look at your suppliers, they're also human beings. You have to know how to relate with them. If you look at your customers, they're also human beings. The ones who walk into our shops, they're all human beings. It's not all about the money they bring, you know, it's the impact you have on their lives, right? If you look at the corporates that we supply, you'll see a very, very big name, but behind that big name, it's a procurement manager, you know, or a barista. You know, you have to know how to handle that barista. That is, that person behind the name is your customer. If you come to Eastnut, it's not just Eastnut. Behind Eastnut, there are people. So if you're able to find a way to relate well with all these people, yeah, all these stakeholders, yeah, even the people who, the officers from KEBS, the city council officers, the public health officers, all of us are people. So if you're able to relate well with all these people around you, you're almost assured of success. Over the years, we've seen a trend in Africa where, you know, a patriarch starts a business, a patriarch or a matriarch starts a business, grows it from grass to, you know, something, yeah? And then after even 50 years of painstakingly growing it to become something very big, the patriarch or matriarch passes on, only to leave descendants or dependents who are going to come and squander everything to the ground, you see? And it is really a sad thing to watch. It's really, really sad. But if you cross over the ocean and go to Asia and Europe, that is not the case, yeah? Businesses exist for years and years and years. Why? Because they teach their children right from the time they're young. They involve them in the day-to-day running of the business, you know? It's like from the time someone starts their business, they already know that, okay, I need to plan for my succession. You know, you don't start thinking about succession when you're 8. You should start thinking about succession the moment you register that company. Who will lead it when I'm not there? Because life is not infinite, yeah, is it? So I involve my children because I want them to learn the ways of this business. I want them to learn it and even be better than me at running it, so that, you know, this business outlives them. That is the only way as Africans we can get to build generational wealth and match other continents. Isikuwe tu mtu akifariki, that is the end of the business. So when my children come here, my daughter and my niece, you know, when they come here, what they do is that they are involved in the packaging of the product, the simple products, the putting of the labels. Sometimes we take them for deliveries, and when they deliver, they're able to learn how to, you know, how to deliver to a client, the documents that they're supposed to issue to the clients, the delivery notes, the invoices. They have to ensure that these invoices are signed so that there's proof of delivery. Also take them to our suppliers here, because I need them to learn that, you know, for this honey to have this label, you see like this label here, for our honey to have, for our honey to have this label, somebody has to print it, yeah? That person who is printing it is employed, so we have to pay it. We have to pay for it as well, yeah? So I take them through the entire process so that they can just have a whole understanding of how to run a business. I also teach them about money management. I also teach them about money management because, you see, we live in a world where money enables. So if you don't teach them how to manage the money, you know, they'll never understand how to manage the money, because, you see, for us to be here, we need the money to pay rent, you know. For us to purchase raw materials, we need money. For us to have employees, we need money for that. And if we squander all this money, we will not be able to access all these, you know, factors of production, yeah? It's not all about profit. Most people just think that all the money we are paid is profit, but that is not the case. Some has to go back to the business. My business began on social media, yeah, and without it, I think I would have to figure out, another way. I would have had to figure out another way of starting it. But you see, for someone who started very small, social media gave me like a free platform to talk about my business and get my very initial customers, you see. So social media has been very instrumental in enabling us start and also grow it to the level that we've gotten to. So I think people really don't see it as a resource, but it is a great resource. It's not just about udaku. No, even if you're gonna, even if you're gonna, talk about things that don't really matter, please try and sell something online, So I believe that if everybody made proper use of social media, we'd all really be able to, to benefit from it. Yeah. I will tell you something, just start, because if you don't start, you'll never know. Just start, just start, take the risk. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah. And once you start, don't give up so soon, It takes time for good things to grow. It takes time, yeah? And when you've tried so hard and it's not working, maybe try something else, but don't give up too soon. Try first, It is okay to say, okay, I have tried this business. It's not working out for me. Let me try another one, but don't give up completely.